the Honorable King Emmanuel, and the great Imhotep. And of course, there are those that will say, well, listen, I respect the Rastafari movement, but you cannot compare the great multi-genius Imhotep with a simple Rastafari elder. And of course, there are those which will put on the table, well, you know, Rasta bun Egypt long time. And then there are the others that will clearly tell you, well, my brother, Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards is way above all of these figures that you're pulling up. Well, listen, my people, this reasoning is one that you want to hear. Blessed.
Family. I mean that family. Our youths, our young ones, our children, we need them, redeem them, and clean them. You see them, or else the enemy will come and scheme them. Family. I mean that. Family. Education for the nation that's full of salvation, biology, astronomy, and African theology, geography. Family. I love that. Family. Whatever the age or the stage, that youth will be engaged with tutorials, activities, and videos from the studios of the Priest Isaac Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Family.
The International Homeschool Program is designed and recommended for all ages. The psychological state of our children is very important, especially in the environment that most of us live in. The International Homeschool Program provides online classes, activities, and videos that are fun for the youth and edifies them of their African heritage as well as the higher sciences. To enroll your family today, visit www.priestisaacinstitute.com, go to the main website, and search for Youth Corner. Or you can email priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com for a course sample. Give thanks.
And let me also take the time to congratulate all those who would have recently enrolled into the International Homeschool Program. For sure, those who would have taken advantage of the special offer that we gave. Give thanks for coming in for sure. And let me be thankful for those who patronize the Priest Isaac Institute of Holistic Knowledge in general. And of course, the true biblical land of Israel. We did a program the other evening and many ones were very happy about that. Ones were saying, we never heard this sort of stuff before. This is the first we are getting this information, because you got to keep in mind, every day we have new subscribers. Every day new people find the website. Every day new people find the channel. Some people just hearing the information. Some of you who are saying, oh, I heard that already, yet still you never bought the book. People just hearing it for the first time and saying, wow, where can I get that information? For sure, you could visit the website. And definitely, in fact, let me say this, now is the time. Let me show you something. Now is the time to visit the website. I was going through the website and I noticed that the true biblical land of Israel, here it is, only $10. The heavens declare the glory of God, Rastafari and the cosmos, only $10. Now, family, this is not my department. We have a whole department that deals with sales and marketing here as such, my department still. But for sure, you know, this is a bit of a surprise to me as well. So I know it's not going to be there forever. So you should take advantage of that. Look at this, the living gods of Kemet. Remember, this is just what you're looking at here is Tutankhamun and Akhenaten, but that's just one part of a three-part series, The Living God of Kemet, Living Gods of Kemet. This is not a documentary, it's a webinar, but you definitely full joy. But anyway, let us get to the subject area at hand. So now, the great Imhotep, you know, the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. And I must say, I think you may have to have a strong appreciation for the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards for this to go down, you know, the way it should. But let me just begin here, just quickly. Most of us, we know of the multi-genius Imhotep for sure. And I'm just going to read something here taken from famousarchitects.org, Imhotep. And it says here, Imhotep was an ancient, multifaceted Egyptian genius who bagged great success in an extensive variety of fields. He lived around 3000 BCE as a demigod, having possession of divine powers and then turned into a god, the god of medicine. Imhotep's gigantic variety of talents and immense knowledge enlisted him among those few individuals who were given the status of God by Egyptians, despite their non-royal births. You understand? So he was not supposedly of royal lineage, but he still became a deity. He became the Neter Ptah. We will explain that in a moment. The list of his many skills covers him up as a sage, astrologer, chief minister to the second king of Egypt's third dynasty, inventor of the pyramid, author of the ancient wisdom, architect, high priest, physician, astronomer, sculptor, carpenter, and writer. Speaking of the multi-genius Imhotep. The birthplace of Imhotep is recorded as Anktoe, a suburb in Memphis, not in Tennessee now, this is in ancient Kemet. And he is said to have been born on the 16th day of Epiphi, the third month of the Egyptian harvest, corresponding to the 31st of May. To the 31st of May. So according to this information here, Imhotep's Earth Day, his Earth Strong, is the 31st of May. Keep in mind that the great Imhotep was considered not just a multi-genius. Imhotep was seen as a God figure. Imhotep is the great god Ptah. Now, of course, we would have done programs on that. Remember, Ptah is also the father of medicine. Remember, Ptah is a deity, you know. He's not necessarily a recorded king. He's a neter. He's considered a god. Ptah, the great, is seen as Imhotep. Imhotep is a human being. You just got his birthday a moment ago. We have his mother's name and his father's name. We know where he was born. You know, he was the vizier of King Dzoja, but the great Ptah is seen in the creation of the world, where Ptah plunged into the water and came out as Amun-Ra. So that's a different level altogether. And it is said that Imhotep was linked with the great Ptah. Now, the 31st day of May, which is the birthday of Imhotep, was always considered a day of grand celebration. Now listen to this. I'm going to share some information here with you from one of our esteemed professors. This is Professor Clinton Hutton. Many of you know of Clinton Hutton, Rastafari elder, and a professor at the University of the West Indies. And he's going to be sharing a bit of information here on Imhotep. I want you to listen to this. Let me make sure everything is in order. Good.
Over the last 100,000 years, waves of human civilization spread out from the continent of Africa to every continent and landmass on Earth. Today, May 31st, is a forgotten milestone. Once celebrated on par with Christmas Day today, 5,000 years ago, May 31st had similar significance to the greatest and most enduring human civilization then, the mighty Kemet. today referred to as ancient Egypt, who celebrated on this very day the birthday of the great Imhotep.
The birthday of the great Imhotep. He just said that this day was seen on par with Christmas. That is how important the day was. Why? Because it was the birthday of the Christ figure. Now, I don't think I have to go too deep into who Imhotep is. I would agree that every day we have new people coming to this knowledge. That's why some people were saying, hey, I never heard about the true biblical land of Israel book. And that's a book that was written, a decade plus. But the point is that many ones do not know about the great Imhotep, but most of us should have an idea. Again, he's the great multi-genius, the father of medicine. He was the individual who built the Great Pyramid of Saqqara, the Step Pyramid, considered the first pyramid, an astronomer. Yes, great astronomer. Some people may want to refer to him as an astrologer, and obviously a Christ figure, beyond saint, a God. Good. So his Earth Day, the 31st of May, was very, very significant. Now remember, the 31st day of May is a very significant day for Bobo Shanti in general. Now, at least for myself, because that is the day that I was crowned, the 31st day of May, 2001. But yet still, as Bobo Shanti, the 31st day of May, I want you to listen to this good, is the day when the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards departed from amongst us. Now, I want to get into some spiritual science here. And before I get into that, the 31st day of May is also considered by some as the birthday or Earth Day, we would say, of the same individual. Who, Imhotep? No. The Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. So we all say the day born and the same day. Hold on. It's called the cycle. Exactly. 80 years. This is why now, because ones will be saying, well, listen, Ras, I listening to you now, but you know what I saying, what you're saying? You are always trying to link Haile Selassie with Osiris. You are always trying to link Marcus Garvey with Anubis. You are always trying to, hold on, I'm not trying to do a thing. You understand? And it's not me, like, if I just like to do this. I love the job I've been given, for sure, and the responsibility that I have. But it's not because I like it. It is what it is. You see, we have to take time. You know Osiris. You're the one that argue that Osiris is not real. Oh, it's allegory. You're the one that say it's esoteric. Good. So esoteric and allegory has to manifest into flesh, crystallize, or else it's fable. Yeah. So the fulfillment of Asar is Haile Selassie I. The fulfillment of Anpu, Anubis, is Marcus Garvey. We would have taken the time to go through all of this, and we would have even showed that Heru is the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. In fact, let us just go through this quickly so I can show to the family the importance of understanding the science of reincarnation, because that's obviously what we're dealing with here. We're not banging heads together. We are seeing the same spirit return in a different flesh. That's what it's all about. Many of you watched the program we did about 2 strongs ago when we were highlighting the cycle of the sun. I'm not going to go through everything right now, but the 11-year sunspot cycle, as seen by the ancients, was considered to be the feathered snake. That is why when you see many sunspot cycles on the graph, the computer graph that is, it aligns with many of the different glyphs all over the world where you see the snake with the feathers or the snake with wings. In fact, there are specific graphs that perfectly align with specific carvings that have been found on walls, even as far as in Asia. The snake with the feathers and the graph literally look exactly the same. And remember, the snake with the feathers, according to the ancient ones who didn't have no graph. was the 11-year sunspot cycle. And that is what you see on the graph. The 11-year sunspot cycle that comes out like a snake with feathers. You understand what I'm saying? So the ancient ones had the science all down pat. That is why, again, we highlighted a few strongs ago, Lord Packle, just going through quickly his mask. And his mask highlighted the feathered snake. You remember Lord Packle from the Yucatan Peninsula, who was considered the king of the Mayans. Okay, very good. He was seeing a feathered snake. And remember, about 2,000 years before him was another feathered snake, Tutankhamun. So this is why in the very same mask, remember this mask, keep in mind the mask is just one mask, but when you take a picture of the mask and get a transparent mirror copy of the mask and you align the mask with the dots that are already in the mask, I wonder if you're following me good, you definitely get different pictures, different images start to appear, like the snake with the wings. Because he is the snake with the wings. He's the feathered snake. So that is why inside of his mask, you saw the pictures of the three individuals. You know, the man with the lotus flower in the middle of by his third eye, which is him, Lord Packle, the Buddha squatting in front of him, and the young boy with the feathered hat. Very good. Again, we would have gone through this in detail just 2 strongs ago. You could visit the program that we did. I think it's entitled The Divinity of the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, and something of the sort, just 2 strongs ago. But again, you can just see again, or 2 weeks ago for those who may be not too hip to the language, 2 weeks ago, you see, when you live your life and you're not keeping your Sabbath and they're just having you run up and down, you're getting weak. But of course, you keep the day of rest, and the first day of the strong is Sunday, or you're strong again, all prosperity and abundance. So you can see it here clearly, the 3 figures. So the point is, when you turn the mask around, you get 3 figures again. And that's really, that's the point, you know, 3 figures in the mask, 3 figures. But when you turn the mask upside down, you get another set of 3 figures. And the 3 figures in the new mask is the 3 figures from the old mask. But the 3 figures in the old mask were like thousands of years ago, while the 3 figures in the new mask is in the modern day time. In fact, when the mask was prepared, the 3 figures of old were already gone. In fact, the mask belonged to one of the 3 figures of old, Lord Packle. Family, if you're not catching it, don't worry, you can watch the video again. But now the new 3 figures were not even around when the mask was created, because the new 3 figures is the Trinity that we know of Haile Selassie, Marcus Garvey, and the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. Now, I can't really stop to pick up those who are hitchhiking saying, hey, I don't believe that. It's all right. That's why I'm saying to you, we have the video that we did just 2 strongs ago. It's about 4 hours and 14 minutes long. I mean, you sit and you watch that with your juice and your snack and a good meditation. When you're done, it's undeniable. There's no questions asked whatsoever. You would see where we're coming from. All right, good. Now, the point I'm making is that Tutankhamun, who was a part of all of this, he has a footstool. And to me, on his footstool, he clearly highlights what is referred to as reincarnation. Now, remember, on the footstool, you have the 3 types of figures. You have the man with the long hair, you have the Olmec-looking man, and you have the ancient man. You may say, what are you talking about? These are the same figures in the mask, you know. I know I'm moving a bit fast, but this is why we took our time. You know, we would sit and do webinars on this subject that would take hours. In fact, we just recently did that. So I didn't intend to take hours again to explain it. So I was just running through it quickly for those who would have been here, just to remind you, and those who would not have been here to spark your interest to maybe go and look at the longer version of this aspect of the story. Good. But the point here is that the great Tutankhamun, on his footstool, he is highlighting the same 3 figures that have been seen in the mask. The ancient man, the Olmec man, plus the man with the long hairstyle. Now, there's a specific, when you look at it properly, let me just find the right picture for you so you could see in detail what it is we are highlighting for you as it relates to the true understanding of this. Now, when you follow this good, properly, follow me good. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. So there they are, the ancient man, the Olmec man, and the man with the long hair and the beard. These are the same three figures that you actually see in the mask of Lord Packle, undeniable. But watch this now, family. I'm trying to show you reincarnation. Very important. You must keep in mind that it is the Olmec civilization that produced the mask. That's number one. So that's why the Olmec is so prominent in the whole aspect of the mask. That's why you see the Olmec figure right there. It is as if Lord Packle transformed into the Olmec figure of the modern time. You see the Olmec with his helmet and the ancient man right between the third eye where the lotus flower was in the previous rendition of the mask. Deep, deep stuff. And the Buddha that was in front of the mouth of Lord Packle has transformed to the man with the long hair. That is why you see the same three types of figures in Tutankhamun's footstool or on his footstool, because he was a part of that whole rendition. It has to do with reincarnation. It has to do with similar or familiar spirits. So the Buddha is connected to Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun is connected to Lord Packle. This is why they're all connected to Maya. That is why Tutankhamun's wet nurse, when he was born, her name was Maya. That's why the person that built his necropolis when he died, his name is Maya. Lord Packle is the king of the Mayans. The Buddha's mother is Maya, Maya Diva, and they're all seen in the mask. And when the mask turn upside down, they return again. The Buddha have locks, long hair. Lord Packle becomes this Olmec with the helmet. And the young boy Tutankhamun becomes an ancient man. That's the prophet, priest, and king. But anyway, I want you to look at the footstool of Tutankhamun. Now watch it go. Look at the science. Do you remember, since we're speaking of the Olmec, in the Bible, it talks about Elijah. Now we all know Elijah. Marcus Garvey fulfilled Elijah's scripture. What does the scripture say about Elijah when he was described? When they were looking for him, or when he passed by, I think Ahab was the one that was looking for him, and they were asking, how does this man you're looking for look? He said he was a hairy man. Now Elijah, follow me, is described in the scripture as a hairy man. Rastaman looking thing, locks and beard. But the person that came after him, who is Elisha, was considered a bald head. They even mocked him and say, go up thou bald head. So you have a hairy man, a man with locks and hair, because remember, locks and beard. Remember, the footstool of Tutankhamun has 9 lords. I want you to follow me. You have 4 Olmecs, the forerunner, 4 of them, all of them running, but the 4 Olmecs running, the forerunner, the Olmec, the forerunner. You have 3 of the priest-looking one, the one with the locks and the beard, 3 of them, 3, a trinity. And then you have 2 of the ancient man, one at the beginning and one at the end. I mean, family, you can obviously see. And if you just look at the ancient man properly, man, you can't hide the reality, man. That represents Haile Selassie. Marcus Garvey, look how he black like midnight. The Olmec man and the man with the locks and the beard. Some of us, we just don't want to hear the truth. I saw someone put in a chat the other night, a real scholar is a person who admits when he's wrong. Accept the right man, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. But anyway, so Elisha was considered a bald head. But when John the Baptist returned, John the Baptist was said to be a dreadlocks. They said John the Baptist never cut his hair. John the Baptist never shaved. But again, man said Marcus Garvey's John the Baptist returned. But we don't know Marcus Garvey with locks. So look at it there. The pattern of reincarnation. Elisha, Elijah. Follow it good. Elijah, the man with locks and beard. Elijah. Next, Elisha, a bald head man. Next, John the Baptist, a man with locks and beard. Next, Marcus Garvey, another Olmec without the locks. And who Marcus Garvey point to? Eh? The ancient man with the beard. Come on, it's right there. The cycle of reincarnation, and this is not any old reincarnation. This is some deep prophecy ahead of us. That's like an extra class to the regular class for those who already understand this part of the science. But now, listen to me, family, what I'm saying, I don't want you to lose it at all. Let me return here now with the understanding and the comprehension of the Honorable King Emmanuel, Menelik II. The Honorable King Emmanuel is the said Menelik II. Look at it, mystic. Menelik II passed on in 1913. King Emmanuel say he came in 1914. You see the science? There's a Bobo Shanti elder priest, I speak of him from time to time, especially when I speak of this topic. Honorable Priest Harold. Honorable Priest Harold is a man that big up Menelik II as King Emmanuel, heavy. In fact, he's the first man I hear say that. Say, what? Yeah. He always wear the guidance of Menelik II. They have some Bobo that bonfire him for that. We're in Menelik, man, you know. So anyway, next level altogether. But Menelik II, look at the similarity. Do you know Menelik II rise the red, gold, and green with the red up? Give thanks to Priest Anthony Meret, who come with this knowledge for us. Go and check the documentary, Apedimek. Menelik II rise the banner of the red, gold, and green with the red up is when Menelik passed in 1913, you know. The church, the council, the royal council, bring it again to the flag you know today. Well, not the flag you know today, but at least the position that you know today. What is symbolic, you know? Menelik II himself. We all see how the emperor revered Menelik II. How Menelik II, remember, he was crowned on the 3rd of November, emperor. That's Menelik II. And on the 1st of November, 1930, the statue of Menelik II was unveiled by Haile Selassie I. Before Haile Selassie I was crowned emperor the same 2nd of November. The day before Menelik II 40th anniversary of becoming emperor, which was the 3rd of November. Follow it, man. It's a deep science. That is why Menelik II himself now, the Battle of Adwa is the 1st of March. The 1st of March is the beginning of the Ethiopia-Africa Black International Congress Church of Salvation, officially 1958. So the Congress Day, Emmanuel Order, the Congress Day is the Battle of Adwa celebration, 31st day of March. Now, I mean, it's obvious you can see Menelik II has a strong similarity to the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, just by appearance. Menelik II always have on his turban under his crown, under his gallant hat. Look at it there, he always have it wrapping, always. That's just Menelik II, like a priest king. You understand? Again, he lived in 1913, 13th of December, to be exact. The Black Christ, he come in 1914. You know, even the 21st of March is significant. You know, as we know, that's when it was from the 1st to the 21st of March, 1958. But Menelik II on the 21st of March, the year escaped me, but I think it's the year before he got crowned, or maybe 2 or 3 years prior to that, he was given the opportunity to inspect the god of the previous emperor, Johannes IV. This is deep. Remember, even when you look at them science, you know, Johannes means John, Menelik, and Selassie. When you look in the royal order of the kings ordained by the Most High. Johannes, John, Menelik, Selassie. Yeah, John Emmanuel and Selassie, JES hyphen and us, just us. You see, so the reality, the point I'm making is that just this reality of spirits, because remember, you can see the flesh, you know. You see this picture of this man, you see a painting of this man, but you're not seeing the spirit. The same spirit that was in this man is the same spirit in this man. And the same spirit in that man. You know, but if you read your scripture, there was a part in the Bible, in the resurrection of Christ, where Christ was moving with the disciples. They were walking up and down, and they did not know it was him. And they said one night, I think they were sitting to sup for supper, and either he had to bless the food or he had to share the food, and something that he did. The brother said, hey, you see that? Yeah. I think that's the Messiah. You understand? A lot of the science of resurrection, you know, a lot of the concept of resurrection is really the concept of reincarnation. You know, the resurrected ones. We are all the resurrected ones, even in this time, you know. So, again, everyone listening may not grasp the divinity of King Emmanuel like myself. Now, none of you ever meet no Imhotep, but because you read it in a book, Imhotep is the multi-genius. Imhotep is the great. You know, you could hardly find 10 proper statues of Imhotep, but you know the world about Imhotep, and he built a step pyramid, you sure? Okay, good. Now you know I ain't taking nothing away from Imhotep. I'm just trying to show you who we know right in front of us. And even if you never know King Emmanuel, I would have brought dozens maybe of individuals, maybe not just in this platform, but over time, who know King Emmanuel and would have tell you, yeah, man, that man different. Yeah, with clarity, more clarity than the scrolls, with more clarity than the hieroglyphs that some of us can't even read, with clear understanding that the multi-genius is with us. And he made a move from amongst us on the 31st day of May, 94. And many scholars in this Congress argue that he was born, because that's a thing with the Baba Shanti thing. The Earth Day of King Emmanuel is not something that is, the jury is still out, let's put it that way, because in his presence amongst us, I wasn't there, ones would tell you he never celebrate no birthday, you know, interesting stuff. But I know he celebrates the 7th of January, which is the birth of Christ, a subject all by itself, and we would have covered that. Now, let's be straight. From my understanding, King Emmanuel never celebrated the 31st of May. This is it, as anything, Earth Day or anything but a day. But that was the day, the 31st of May, right in the center of the genocide in Rwanda, red, gold, and green with the R, right? Smack in the middle, 1994. That's the day he departed from us. The cosmos speaking. That's a celebration day, according to our professor Hutton. That's the day of the Earth Day of the great Imhotep, multi-genius, builder of the great step pyramid, first architect, you understand, and great and mighty astronomer and revealer of secrets. And listen to this, man, he was brought to the status. Remember, he was not, listen to this, he was not of royal blood. This is what stands out about Imhotep. He's not Tutankhamun. He's not Akhenaten. He's not Ramesses the Great. He is of non-royal blood. But yet still, because of his works, he has been revered and brought to the status not just of a god, but of the creator God himself, the great Ptah. So give thanks for the 31st day of May. I know for sure that's the day that I celebrate, without a doubt. That's the day of my coronation, exactly 7 years after. Again, the same 31st of May, 1994. When the Black Christ would have made a move from amongst us. So yeah, Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, the great Imhotep, Holy Emmanuel Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Bless.
Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of archaeoastronomy from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astrotheology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, for more information.